Hi, I'm Sara, a licensed massage therapist at the Anschutz Health and Wellness Center, and I'm going to show you how I work the chest and anterior shoulder. It's important to work the chest and anterior shoulder because it can reduce the amount of rounding that we tend to have. And this may be because of working at the computer, riding a bike, or too many push exercises at the gym. And so we want to create a balance between the chest and the upper back. With the chest, I like to start with the Pec Major attachments at the sternum, coming all the way up, doing circular motions and coming out onto the clavicle. Once that's warmed up, you can work to the belly of the muscle. Again, I like to do circular motions with that. You can also create a pin on it. And so I'll pin it just this way and then open up my arm. And this way, come up pretty much in any direction you want, but that helps to open up the chest. And then from there, going into Pec Minor, work the attachments onto the ribs, doing little circular motions. You can do back and forth movements, whatever you prefer. And then move on to the other attachment into the coracoid process. And so that's going to be the most inferior portion of the coracoid process, and that's the coracoid process is the most anterior portion of the scapula. And so just working that, doing a little scrubbing with my fingertips, and then that's good to go. So for the belly of the Pec Minor, again, you can do just circular motions. You can also hold it down and do the same kind of stretching movement, or you can go into kind of a pinning and holding method. And this is good for Pec Major and Minor. And you can see I'm just kind of holding it. And again, going through that motion, coming up, coming out. And you can also just hold it this way and get a little bit of movement. If this is too intense, you can kind of come back to that circular motion. For the anterior shoulder, I like to work the delt attachments at the clavicle, coming all the way out onto the coronium process, and then coming to that humeral attachment and working there, and then going into the belly of the muscle. And here you can see I'm kind of pulling away from the chest, pulling away from midline, to make sure there's space and we're opening up that chest. And you can open up your arm with it, you can come opposing with it. It's a good way of working it. Or you can just do that kneading motion. And then we're gonna go on to Biceps Brachii, the short head, which attaches onto the coracoid process as well. And so we're gonna just work that, a little bit of scrubbing. And then we're gonna come into the tendon. This is the bicep tendon, and I like to just come medial to it and then rotate my arm. And this is because we can't actually get to the attachment of the muscle, so working the tendon I find is just as good. And once that's worked, we can go into the belly. And again, I'm doing that same kind of kneading motion into the arm. You can move it isolated and move it around and see how it feels against brachialis. If it's stuck anywhere, it needs to get a little bit more movement. You can work that. You can also pinch it and then go into extension, contraction with it, or just do that typical kneading. But that is how I work the chest and the anterior shoulder.